I'm not gonna read I read the headline. I said, "What the fuck is this nigga talking about, bruh?" But I'm gonna read. Maybe there's some context I'm missing, so I'm gonna read the article. Yo, shout out to Ariel Smoke with the super chat. Appreciate it. Gridiron Masters 98 is the game I'm excited for. What the hell? We're gonna read the article, and maybe there's some context I'm missing here. You know, maybe he's taken out of context. XQC believes that GTA 6 should cost $800 as fans are still waiting for more details from Rockstar Games. Over the last few years, there's been plenty of talk about the Rockstar Games might and they could charge for Grand Theft Auto 6. Other game developers have stated that the industry is waiting for Rockstar to charge $100 as a base price so that everyone else can follow suit. This is why I said, if the game is $100, please don't buy it. Don't buy it. That is the exact reason why. We will all suffer in the long run. Self-control. Anyways, Take-Two's boss Strauss Zelnick has been repeatedly quizzed about the game's price tag and has never ruled out the $100 tag. Our goal always is to deliver more value than we charge. We're highly focused on making sure the experience is great, not just because the game itself is great, but also because consumers have paid a fair price for it. Well, if XQC had his way, they charge fans almost $1,000 for the highly anticipated game, and he believes it will still be worth every penny. If you were to give a product by the standardization of the market currently, all games considered, what you get for what you pay, GTA 6 should cost $800, XQC said. I know it will never cost $800, but in the current industry standards, with the amount of content you get and the quality for the price that you currently pay for games, it's an $800 product. That's not even an opinion. I actually wish that was a take. It's a fact. These days you pay 60 or 80 and you get fucking nothing. Even if it was $100, the full playthrough itself will be 100 to 80 hours probably. Then you get the online shit. You get the all experience free DLC shit. This shit is going to be 1,000 hours of content of high quality product for $100. That clears every other game by a margin of 20 times minimum. Friendly reminder, we have not seen any gameplay yet. So how do you know it has that value? You're basing this off your hopes and dreams. You don't know that this is going to be worth that. Just yapping. Now, to be fair to him, he's saying he's basing it off of what he perceives the value to be. And he's saying that the amount of content that you get, they should charge it, but he's not saying he actually thinks that they'll do it. But even just saying it that way is like, don't plant these fucking ideas, especially because you're a rich person who sits at home and gives bad takes about video games. You're out of touch, man. You're out of fucking touch. It almost makes me think, do you have money in Take-Two Interactive? Like, why would you say that? Yeah, you planting to see it, and we don't want that. In my opinion, there's no video game that's going to be worth $800. You really are trying to sit here and convince me that there is a video game out there that's worth just as much as almost a gaming console or the PC? No. And even if it was, friendly reminder, guys, your job as a consumer is to find the best deal possible. You are being a bad consumer when you sit up there in front of your hundreds and thousands of viewers and say, I think this product should cost something that you can't afford. What the fuck are we talking about, man? Stop bending over for corporations, especially when you live this life of privilege. Also, here's another problem with this take too. Exactly. Somebody said, do you even play games? What do you mean this is going to have more value than any other game that came out? He said you pay $60 to $80 and you get fucking nothing. What are you talking about? Did you play Expedition 33? Did you play Resident Evil 9? Are you about to play Crimson Desert? Are you about to play Pragmata? The only games I've ever seen him play was Overwatch, which by the way was a free-to-play game. Yeah, RE9 is worth the $70. You cannot equate the quality of art to the price tag. He's not like us. He's a ball and gun commander, definitely. He speed run through every game and skips the cutscenes, and then has the nerve to say that you get fucking nothing. You're not resonating with anything, whether it's the world, the characters, the gameplay, because you're trying to speed run through everything. I have the polar opposite problem. I be taking my time with this shit. I really be trying to really take it in before I give opinions on stuff. Have you heard about Slay Aspire 2? I have. I've been looking at it. It looks interesting. Have you played it? I was thinking about getting it. Then I remembered I got too many fucking games to play. And I wish more people would understand we have no reason to have made these people rich. They already have more than enough money. And the worst part is Take-Two Interactive is about to get worse because they're implementing those same microtransactions that's in 2K into the WWE franchise. So they're about to rake in profits from 2K, WWE, and GTA 6. I don't know if y'all know, but Take-Two Interactive is forming the Voltron of live service microtransactions. And when GTA 6 comes out, that'll be the head of Voltron. The Megazord is going to be, we got the arm, NBA 2K. We got the leg, WWE. The head is coming, bro. The head of the suit is coming. And they're about to print buku money. And this is why I said, like, do you have money in Take-Two Interactive? Why would you say that, bro? You got a bunch of little kids watching you. Yeah, you're right. I should pay for more. I don't work hard enough. I need to pull myself up by my bootstraps. What are you talking about, man? This is a terrible take. Terrible, 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 terrible take. The good news is I don't think his opinion on video games is very well respected from an industry standpoint. I think he's respected from like a competitive standpoint because I know he's very good at competitive games. But from this industry shit, I don't think anybody cares what he has to say. It's a fucking joke, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't have actual influence in this space. What's up with the PS5 exclusives coming to PC? It ain't happening, bruh. You know what they say about literally pulling yourself up by your bootstraps is the perfect position to get fucked? Listen, man. I hope at any point if I ever made the type of money that he makes, I would never get to a point where I advocate that I think you, the viewer, should pay more. Like, why would you, like, well, I guess because he's Canadian, so he's not really in tune. I'm sure he's in tune to some degree of what's going on stateside, but I don't think he's probably in tune with the way that Americans are like struggling. Like in this economy where we lost 92,000 jobs in the last month. Somebody in the chat said the employment's up to 4.5% almost. Like people are struggling right now. And you got the nerve to say this game should be $800. I don't know, if I was a supporter, that shit would piss me off. Like, why the fuck would you say that? Yeah, that's the crazy part. He's got more than enough free time to inform himself and you choose to be ignorant about shit. Canada has a terrible economy though. Well, I guess maybe he doesn't feel it because he is rich. He's got a nice little kick deal. He promoted Trump. He isn't ignorant to everything going on. That makes sense. What do you promote Trump for? This nigga don't live over here. What's up with everybody being in America business, man? We got some new gameplay for Control Resonant. First look preview from IGN. Let's see what they got to say. Wait, he's Canadian? I could have swore I seen him going to bat for Trump. Yeah, he's Canadian. He's from Montreal. That's why he has that accent. He's French Canadian. I think French is his first language.
The reveal trailer for Control Resonant, the sequel to IGN's 2019 Game of the Year, made a few things clear right off.
I'm speeding it up a little bit.
First, we wouldn't be playing as Jesse Faden anymore, but rather her brother, Dylan.
Right.
Second, we'd no longer be confined to the brutalist architecture of the oldest house. Instead, we'd be trying to navigate our way through a Manhattan that had literally folded up on itself, Inception style, as a result of the hiss getting out.
Fair take, but we'd be up in everybody else's business too for no reason. No, that's fair. That's fair. Unfortunately, I didn't vote for to be in everybody's business though.
Wielding Jesse's badass transforming service weapon, or even one similar to it. Instead, he's got his own.
Yo, shout out to Majin with the $20 super chat. He said, I can see the world where the deluxe version of GTA 6 outsells the base version and other companies will try to find a way to justifying their base. I'm okay with GTA's deluxe version being $100 because then you're adding value, right? Extra skins, I don't know, power-ups and shit like that. That's fine. I just don't want the base version to be $100. I want it to keep it at the $70 price tag.
Badass transforming weapon. The Aberrant, a massive hammer that brings combat into much closer quarters than before. Remedy showed off a bit of proper gameplay at Sony's recent State of Play, but I've had the pleasure since then of getting an extended hands-off look at more gameplay, along with learning more information from the lead gameplay designer and the creator.
It kind of looks like
surprised me. I adore
Infamous
Control, but early indications are that I might like Resonant even more. Why? It's not just that it's a markedly different and not just samey sequel, but it's that its melee combat might scratch my Ninja Gaiden style itch. Quote,
also the game doesn't look super open world. It looks like you always are going to know where you're supposed to go, which as an old man,
like, said lead gameplay designer Sergei Mohov. It's a push forward action driven.
Who thought it was a Souls game?
Action game. The player is very much in charge and not simply reacting. The main driver of combat is you. Tell me more, Remedy.
As long as they got the yellow paint, I'm good to go. That's funny.
You feel it?
Yellow paint, need that.
Something is coming.
It's got a sword, Souls game. It's got a dodge, Souls game.
Remedy is calling Control Resonant an action RPG, and while the studio confirmed there won't be a ton of gear or inventory management, it's not a survival game, it's an action game, said creative director Mikhail Kasurinen. The team did show off some of its systemic depth. For one, there are talents, which Remedy says are, quote, the glue that ties your weapons
Big ass skill tree
together. One such example is Perfect Dodge, which grants you a temporary boost to your next attack if you, as the name implies, time your dodge perfectly. Others include Extended Dash, self-explanatory, Backstab Damage, and Sustained Assault. Remedy also made it clear that you can't unlock everything in a single playthrough. You'll also have
little replayability.
Customize your build in The Gap. No, not the department store. It functions similar to Alan Wake 2's Mind Place. Here, you can test out various abilities earned by defeating Resonants, the bosses. The Gap also allows you to tweak your Aberrant, including the primary forms, secondary forms, and combo enders, or finishers. A big goal is giving players more choice with their gameplay style. Like, for instance, if you'd prefer to tailor your build to focus on turning enemies to fight on your side, you can do that. Lots of stats are also exposed in The Gap if you want to max your build. Less meaningful customization, meaning the cosmetic kind rather than the gameplay kind, happens in FBC field offices around Manhattan.
FTC
Remedy describes these as the heart of FBC activity, saying they'll evolve over time as the Hiss crisis overtaking Manhattan deepens. As everyone there is trying to figure out how to deal with the disaster out the window, you can customize your outfit. Manhattan, which is split into several districts, aims to be visually distinct from zone to zone. Remedy wants to have more visual variety across the world. The team also knows that the map was frustrating in the first.
We going to Harlem.
They showed off a work-in-progress version of it that clearly delineates each zone and seemed easy enough to follow along with.
So it's like semi-open world. Like there's gonna be stuff to explore, but it's not gonna be too big from what I can see, which in my opinion.
But what of the markers on that map? You'll have your choice of two major categories of quests at any given time. Dylan's Journey, aka the Golden Path, and World Quests, or basically side quests. In addition, there are smaller action bits and tiny puzzles, seemingly akin to unmarked gameplay moments. Through these, you can discover both secrets and lore. We want the world to be someplace you want to return to, Kasurinen said. In one early mission I got a brief look at, Dylan enters the Central District office of Zoe de Vera, a new character to control who speaks to Dylan through his earpiece throughout the campaign. She also assigns him missions. She's often found listening to music, and Remedy promises that music will play a big part in Resonant's world building. A clip of a conversation between Dylan and Zoe showcased the new dialogue system, which sadly I don't have footage of, but now not only very welcomingly gives you multiple choices.
Is this a new character or is this somebody who appeared in the last one? I didn't beat it because it glitched out on me. I got a game-breaking bug and I quit.
For every answer, but also lets you carry out these conversations while moving.
Any updates?
It's a new character? Okay.
Kind of. You'll know it when you hear it.
Remedy's emphasis on player-initiated action even extends to not cementing you in place during dialogue sequences, which I can appreciate. Oh,
it's the brother from the first game.
Remedy
okay.
said that while Dylan's dialogue choices are there to give you a bit more agency over character interactions, they're not going to meaningfully alter the story. In other words, Remedy confirmed there won't be multiple endings to Resonant's story.
Just a little extra something to bite on if you want it.
As Control Resonant is only at its alpha stage of development, I wasn't yet able to see a continuous, uninterrupted section of gameplay. Instead, I got to look at a number of 1 to 2 minute gameplay clips. But once Remedy broke out the action, my eyes opened wider. Control's melee-oriented sequel is not only faster paced than its predecessor, it's faster paced than I was expecting. I was mentally prepared for a Souls-light experience, maybe something akin to the Star Wars Jedi games from Respawn. But no,
what?
The action I saw, it's got some lightning in its veins. I won't call it Ninja Gaiden fast, but it's in the Devil May Cry Bayonetta neighborhood for sure. Dylan was constantly jumping up, floating, attacking, dodging, strafing, performing finishing moves, and rinsing and repeating.
Yeah, this is definitely right up my alley.
And I should add, all of this was happening with a lot of enemies surrounding Dylan at once. These are clearly not going to be one-on-one fights, which I admit is what I was expecting based on the gameplay clips teased at the end of the debut
Who said this is a Sekiro clone? I don't know about that. He was joking in reference to Everything's a Souls game. He was joking.
Also got a slightly less brief look at the Dancer Resonant fight, very briefly featured at the end of the State of Play gameplay trailer. It's not enough to make any judgments on just yet, especially not without getting to play them for myself, but they've certainly got the potential to be memorable moments in the campaign.
About to hit a club.
Pace yourself.
Extra info.
In a Q&A session after the gameplay presentation, I learned a bit more about what Remedy has planned for this sequel. The team did preface the conversation by saying they'd talk more about narrative and characters later in the year, closer to Resonant's release, but for now, there are nevertheless some relevant new details to share. First, on the technical side.
That's why I'm confused, because it seems like they're sticking to the guns of this is coming out this year, but like he's saying, oh, this is just alpha footage. If the game is coming out this year, we're already a third of the way through the year. This is not alpha footage, bro. That's just what they're saying.
Remedy has tuned its in-house game engine Northlight to enhance draw distance and support more enemies on screen at once. They also want to make sure they're hitting a solid 60 frames per second on all platforms. Second, will enemies respawn?
Big 60?
Mohov replied, quote, "To a degree, yes, but there's more nuance," end quote. Apparently, that nuance ties to the narrative.
Yeah, it could be an old build they showcase. Yeah, you're right.
Next, is a fully range-based build possible? Mohov said, quote, "The main weapon is the Aberrant, and that's Dylan's preferred method of
The
combat.
Aberrant. Oh,
It's
should've
never
known.
going to be ranged only," so that answers that. Interestingly, Kasurinen said, quote, "Music plays a huge part. Zoe's definitely in the middle of that, and it's part of how they bond. We don't want music to just be a thing you listen to. It becomes part of the overall flow. The music is part of that experience, and that's hugely important to us, and we want to find our own
OST of the year coming?
As for influences on Resonant, Kasurinen acknowledged Neon Genesis Evangelion and, for the dialogue system, one of my favorite walking simulators. Firewatch was a big inspiration for this, he said. Finally, as expected, you certainly do not need to have played the first Control or the Remedy Connected Universe
That's what I like to hear.
to enjoy the story or characters of Resonant. And with that, my very impressive demo of Control Resonant ended, and I was left wondering if there's a chance we might be playing this sequel sooner rather than later. No, Remedy isn't ready to reveal a release date just yet, and I'd still wager it's going to ship in the second half of the year, but if the studio is showing off behind closed doors gameplay right after its first gameplay trailer, which itself came very shortly after its reveal trailer, combined with the looming meteor impact that will be Grand Theft Auto 6's release in November, I can't help but be left with a healthy dose of optimism that this could land closer to Control 1's August release month than Alan Wake 2's late October window.
Yeah, once again, if we don't get any gameplay, if we don't get a release date by like May, June, July, this shit ain't coming out this year.
Is this just wishful thinking on my part? Quite possibly, and with how packed this year's slate of big games is, I'm not sure there's really a quiet time that any game will get all to itself. But after seeing Control Resonant's aggressive, fast-paced combat,
I'll never financially recover.
fired up to get my hands.
Too many games.
For more previews of the biggest upcoming games, don't miss our recent hands-on looks at WWE 2K26 and Samson: A Tindleston Story. And for
It's
everything
looking
else,
like a day one cop though. This looks
stick
fire.
with IGN.
Please don't. I gotta cop Phantom Blade first. Just it's too many games, bro. Too many games. Speaking of quality games, Resident Evil 5 has sold 5 million units in just the first week. Let's go. Let's go. I don't got nothing else to add to that other than a W. 5 in only a week or two. Oh, this is easily selling 10. Easily. Maybe probably even more. Shout out to Capcom. They going crazy, man. They got one this year. They might have another one. They might have another one coming too. I don't know. Can't really confirm it enough. My TikTok is nothing but Leon Thirst traps. That's because you be liking them, nigga. Like, you just tell it on yourself. That nigga take his shirt off every time he see Leon. New game announced. New game called Karen. A game where you play as Karen and destroy a shopping mall. Who wants to play Karen? Anybody? Anybody? Karen?
Do an exchange.
No, breadsticks are extra.
I'm sorry, ma'am. That's our policy.
Streamer game alert. It's like Katamari Damacy for Karens. This trailer isn't an exaggeration. I wonder if you could say racial slurs in this game. All who remain will remember her name. Karen! There are other great games to play. Hey, I was just trying to put y'all on to Karen, a video game. I do think instead of just destroying shit, they should have gave dialogue options, like to just harass workers in retail and shit and say racial slurs, because you know they be doing that shit too. Every Karen got a Starbucks coffee in one hand and a racial slur in the other. Yeah, Chad,
I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
Speaking of play this off stream, it's finally confirmed. The industry's worst kept secret. First look at Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. It's a picture of Edward Kenway. Yeah. There's also a rumor floating around that apparently they're going to remove all the modern day sections of working at Abstergo, and you're just gonna play as Edward. As well as there's also a rumor they're introducing the RPG elements from the last 3 games. Yeah, Chad, I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
Speaking of pissing the internet off, this one pissed the internet off. I saved this for the stream. I have not watched it, but I know the internet is mad. First of all, it leaked, and because it leaked, they decided to release the full thing instead of a fuzzy one floating around. The full first trailer of HBO and DC's The Lanterns Green Lantern TV show is here. It's dropping in August. Let's check it out. I hope this is not as bad as the internet said. Damn, this nigga can hear my stream. Jesus Christ, bro. I thought his superpower was the Green Lantern ring. No, this nigga got super hearing too. I'm lost. I could have swore you only get the ring if the other owner passes away. Then it gets passed on to like another person, right? He said he never wore the ring. Unless I'm bugging. Are there other ways to get the ring? Unless you get it from the elders too, right? Not always? Okay. Just making sure. I was a little confused by that. Okay. Did he just fly without the ring? Am I bugging? I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan, I'm not gonna lie. But I could have swore you needed the ring to fly. And he's not how to feel about this. I feel conflicted because on one hand, it doesn't feel like Green Lantern. I don't think I saw any green. Like besides when that nigga had the lantern in his hand, I didn't really see any green too much. But then on the other hand, to be fair, it doesn't look terrible. I guess I'll give it an episode or two. It could shock us. Like, this is not what I wanted, but it could be they're doing something to switch up and confuse us. Nah, it's not an origin story because Hal Jordan is older. It's definitely his origin. What's the name? John Stewart. But no, it's not an origin story because not only is Hal in it, but he acknowledges the squirrel. That's a deep cut. That means he's probably going to acknowledge Kilowog and all them other niggas too. That means in this timeline, what's the name is already Sinestro. He's already evil. I mean, Sinestro's already evil. Because he's older. So no, the Lanterns have been doing their thing. It looks like Parallax Hal Jordan. It could be that. I know. Okay, so I do know that story. And that's why I said maybe this is a bait and switch. That's why I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm not going to go too hard on it. You might be right. So like if y'all don't, that's one of the few stories I do know. The Parallax story, correct me if I'm wrong, a whole town ends up blowing up or something like that. A bunch of people die. And Hal loses his shit as he gets older due to guilt. And he ends up stealing a bunch of rings from different lanterns. He could steal like John Stewart's and he becomes evil. Because even right here when he was interviewing the person, I'm like, why is he beating him up like that? He's already incarcerated. Yeah, it could be that he ends up somehow causing destruction in the town and he loses his mind. And then maybe John Stewart's going to have to stop him when he becomes Parallax. It could be like a spin on that. As I said, I'm going to reserve judgment. Like first impressions, I'm not like super impressed, but this could be a bait and switch because at bare minimum, I will say the cinematography is good. It looks like the acting is good. So like, I'm going to wait to see how it plays out. I just wish there was a little more green in it. You know, it's kind of the whole thing. That's the only thing I will say. You might be onto something. And if they do I will say, like I said, that's one of the few Lantern stories I do know. If they do the Parallax story, that shit will be gas. It will be gas. I'll give them that much. If they pull it off correctly. And then at the end, if they do the Parallax story where he turns evil, John stops him, and then he ends up taking the helm as the main Green Lantern. Although it's already confirmed because the Superman movie, that nigga, the other nigga, the bowl cut is on Earth too. But that's the only thing I can think of that they're going with. We'll see. This is super random, but does anyone ever play The Legend of Dragoon? Yeah, it's a classic game, especially if it leads into the Blackest Night storyline type shit. Is that the one with Kyle Renner where he gets like the white lantern or whatever? How many episodes? That is a good question. How many episodes? How many episodes in HBO Lanterns? You say yeah? Yeah, so if it leads into that's literally the only two Green Lantern stories I know. I know the Parallax one and the Blackest Night. That's the only ones I know. That's a fire storyline too. Lantern's cast will consist of 8 episodes. So the whole show is going to play in that town besides maybe the first episode. That's probably them getting to the town. You might be on, somebody in the chat, that might be a good theory. You might be onto it. It might be the Parallax story, especially because he's older. He's probably down on himself, probably feeling doubtful. So like that fear could probably creep into him, and I could see him becoming evil if he does something bad. How do I read my comments? OBS, bro. I'll reserve judgment. We'll see. I'll give it an episode or two. But like so far, I'm like, kind of on the fence. I don't know where it's gonna go. At bare minimum, I will say it looks like the production is good. I hope there's action in this, because like Green Lantern, these niggas are space cops. They can construct anything with their mind, the power of will. I would hate for this to only, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like how dusty the suit looks. I hope there's some action in this bitch, and maybe this is the first trailer they don't sell it because they don't want to give too much away. Unrelated, but I bought an Absolute Superman comic recently. Can't wait to read it. Hop on that shit. The YouTube comments is in hell. Oh yeah, I know. I saw a lot of people did not like this shit. Like this, I saw this one hit my my For You page. Yeah, let's make it a True Detective TV show, and then they're showing these motherfuckers in space going all out war. Oh shit, space cops duking it out. There's Big Kyle right there, and like various Spectrum colors and shit like that. What else I got for you? And then, I hate it. Yeah, like this suit, this does not look good. But you know what? You might be onto something with that Parallax theory, because this suit it's brown, but it's like brownish yellow. Maybe he is giving in to fear. You might be onto something with that, and he fucks up the town. So then John has to stop him before he goes completely evil. You might be onto something. If that's the storyline and they execute it, it might be good. That's why I said I'm gonna reserve the judgment. His ring was yellow and green. Isn't this AI? Is it? This ain't real? It's just dirty. You know what's wrong? It was crazy. You might be right. That shit might just be dirty. Like, am I coping? Am I coping? Oh shit, man. Yeah, see, that shit might be it looks like AI. Yeah, it might be. That's fucking funny, dude. Might just be coping. And then last but not least, I saw this and I saved it. Let's see what let's see what this nerd has to say about this shit.
Lantern show. It's called Lanterns because we all agreed that the green was stupid. So right.
That was Damon Lindelof, one of the main writers behind Lanterns, by the way. He's one of the main of 3 writers on this show. Why the fuck are we still hiring people who do not like comics to make comic book adaptations? Why is this still a thing that's happening?
That is crazy. The character's called Green Lantern, and you said that shit is stupid. It's a big part of the character, the color spectrum, the emotional spectrum. If you remove the colors, how can you tell what they represent?
And I'm not like dogging on him as a writer or anything like that. He's definitely talented, but there's a difference between having talent and appreciating the material you're adapting. You can be a talented writer, but there's some things that you just probably should not be writing for. The whole idea of taking a color out of a character's name because it sounded stupid, like, we left that back. This was like 2013, okay? We left that back 13 fucking years ago, all right? Remember when they called him the Arrow and they called her the Canary? Yeah, we're done with that bullshit. The whole concept of superhero colors because it's goofy and trying to make it more serious, we left that shit back in the 2000s. We don't do that anymore. People do not care. They want to see proper adaptations. And of all characters, the lanterns to mute the colors. Color is a literal core aspect of these characters. Color is integral to these characters. You need them to be as colorful as possible to tell them apart. The average page, the average panel,
Literally what I said.
is just color galore to emphasize this. You need color. What's crazy too is it doesn't matter if you like the trailer. Like, I've been just fucking around with colors on Photoshop and stuff. Not anything crazy, but like, does this not look leagues better?
It doesn't look bad.
I'm sorry, people who have edited what the suit is, what it's gonna look like on Kyle Chandler, I've like recolored it to something like this. Like, why didn't we get this? No one would have complained. Like, yeah, there's other problems with it, but at least it's green. At least it has.
Ryan Riddle's got
What are we
competition.
doing, bro? This has always been the biggest problem with comic book adaptations. It's the disdain for the source material, and I don't understand why. Even in the clip that I showed, if he's joking around.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Ben Donatello said just lanterns by itself is inclusive if they plan on telling a story of all the lanterns. Yeah, maybe we will get other colors, and that's why they're calling. That's why I said I'm going to reserve judgment until the actual show comes out. That's a good theory. Maybe we do get other colors, and that's why they're not calling it Green Lantern.
It's still just something, like, it's just weird, because this could have been a joke, but then from what we see in the trailer, I don't think he was joking. There just wasn't any color. And again, it's been a problem with comic book adaptations, and I don't know why that specifically. Like, imagine if we applied these mindsets to other adaptations. What if Harry Potter just never had his signature circular glasses because some people would deem it as kind of silly? Imagine if they did that. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's the type of thing that I feel like is going on here and has happened to other comic book projects. Again, bro, the color. It's not just something that's like like.
This is how the nerds feel, man. You get the gist of it. But until I see the show, I'm not going to judge it. Because I said at bare minimum, it looks like the acting is okay. Even if it's not what I want, if the acting is okay, like, I'll be able to stomach it. Because at the end of the day, these are all interpretations. One thing I will say that I don't like that comic book fans tend to do is they get really upset and butthurt when the adaptation is not exactly like the book. And a lot of times you have to change things for the movie or the TV show, because there are some things that just don't translate well from the book to the TV show or the movie. And also, a lot of times these books, they be very limited runs. The only person who's really getting really long runs is Batman. I think Batman's on like issue 1200, but then you got something like Mr. Terrific who only got 5 chapters. What if they want to turn that into a live action adaptation? There's not a lot of source material there, so they have to switch things up. I will say I do agree with the colors. I hope that they put more emphasis on the colors, but it's a sticky thing that you have to play like this happy middle ground. I'm holding criticism because these are the same people complaining about the Superman movie. Oh, word. I feel that. But I hate the same thing, bro. Some things need to change for the adaptation. Yeah, there's just certain things that don't translate well from the books. So we'll see. We'll reserve judgment, but we're going to be on their ass because I feel like if it's not good, because I feel like Green Lantern is overdue. I do feel like the Guy Gardner and Superman, that was probably the best. Not that there was a lot of competition, but that was my favorite live action adaptation of the Green Lantern so far. Guy's fucking funny to me. I like an asshole character, so hopefully we get a Guy appearance too. I hope it's only Hal Jordan has muted green and Jon Stewart has a brighter. I feel like if they do that though, that's gonna piss off a certain segment of the fandom, because they're gonna be like, "What do you mean it's fucking black? His suit is way greener than the white man. That's DEI lantern. That see, it's just like," because they did the same shit with Peter and fucking Miles. But like, if you read the books, you should not be surprised that Miles surpassed Peter in the fucking video game, because that nigga Miles is broken in the book. I'd argue he was still nerfed in the fucking Spider-Man 2. The DEI, like, just going off the source material. What the fuck? Complaints I've been hearing is that they don't have green aura when they fly. Yeah, that threw me off too when he flew and he didn't have a green aura. But hey, we gotta see why. We're gonna wait to judge. The good news is it's only 8 episodes, so it won't be a hard watch. It will not be a hard watch at all. You good, twin? You need a pee-pee? Is that what it is? Pee-pee? I think we might need to take a break, especially because I don't think I have anything else. Yeah, I don't have anything else. I think he needs to go outside because we've been live for almost fucking 4 hours too. Let me take a break, and then we're gonna hop on the game. We go pee-pee, buddy. So give me like 15, 20 minutes. If you want to hang around, cool. If not, just come back in like 20 minutes. I gotta go walk this dude. DEI isn't why we got Miles, that's why we got MJ. Yo, chill. All right, BIB.